We were thinking about trying our very first live YouTube today with this. The cake slices are so pretty, they needed a photo,
And we didn't tell anybody we were going to do a live feed. So here we are. Earlier today, we went to Gideon's Bakehouse and bought 4 slices of cake and a cookie.
Probably would not have gotten the cookie, but had, I think it was Friday, they posted that the special lemon poppy seed cookie that usually comes out in August has not been, and it's because they can't get enough of the lemon chips to make them in the quantities they need.
Isn't that sad? Just terrible.
Supply chain. Sometimes it works in our favor though, which you're going to learn here in a little while when we start with the cakes. But the Bonnie Bray lemon poppy seed cookie is only this weekend. Bonnie Bray is a little girl who tragically died. She loved lemons so much they buried her under a lemon tree, and she came back with a lemon head. She kind of goes along with Stuart Valencia. If you've seen, well, I know you've seen because we posted about Stuart Valencia, the little boy who ate so many oranges he grew an orange for a head. One time last year, they actually put them together and had a lemon orange cake.
Oh, and it was so good.
It was the lemon poppy seed cake and the chocolate orange frosting that they used for Stuart Valencia, and it was amazing. And I went in and asked for a Bonnie Valencia cake. That's exactly what I was talking about. So, because we have so much here, we are just going to have little bites.
We're going for a taste. Believe me, we will eat all these pieces of cake eventually. So they do have white chocolate chips inside and
poppy seeds, and then lemon chips on top. We have had this cookie before. I don't remember.
Cheers.
If we've reviewed it for you. Probably we did. So lemony.
Fabulous cookie. We expect nothing less from Gideon's.
Now for the first cake. I've got them sort of lined up in how I think I'm going to like them, but this one is brand new. Past experience is that anything with cinnamon and chocolate, the cinnamon tends to kind of take over. But what this is, Signore Pipistrelle, that was their little mouse guy. Signore Pipistrelle was their little flying mouse guy. He was a bat, and he is...
Bats are cool.
He is their coffee cake cookie built with chocolate. So it's a dark chocolate coffee cake cookie. What they've done now is made a cake out of it. So it's chocolate cake with what looks to be a cinnamon frosting and coffee cake cookie crumbs. So again, we're just going to do tiny tastes here.
That's hard for us.
I usually, when I'm eating one, I eat one layer, a third of the cake. But that is just the point of one layer.
Well, that's quite good. I don't think the cinnamon overpowers it at all. Matter of fact, I almost don't taste the cinnamon. It's there.
It's very much there. The frosting is definitely a cinnamon frosting, and it actually blends really well. Now I have high hopes for this. Because what we do is we wrap them tightly and keep them in the refrigerator and eat them all week, or maybe 2 weeks with all of this, I don't know. But that's when the cinnamon really starts to build. So if it's in the chocolate cake, then it really takes over. And I'm thinking maybe it won't on this because it's not in the cake, it's only the frosting.
And it's just delightful. I like it a lot.
That was
yummy.
I
could have more of that. It's not going to last very long.
Now this next one, we're actually going to try 2 bites side by side because it is, their red velvet cake is that buttermilk red velvet we've told you about. Wonderful,
it is so good.
Wonderful cream cheese frosting. But for a while there, with supply chain issues, they couldn't get the big tubs of cream cheese. So no cream cheese frosting. But then Steve decided, hey, maybe we can make a red velvet cake with something else. So he started putting out what he now calls the Valentina cake, which is a red velvet cake with a cookies and cream marshmallow.
Red velvet cake from Gideon's is different than a lot of red velvet cakes. A lot of red velvet cakes are chocolate cake with lots of red food coloring. But this is an old-fashioned southern red velvet cake. So it's based on a buttermilk cake, and it is so much better.
Valentina is definitely the worst, a little worse for the wear. That marshmallow buttercream stuck badly to the wrapping paper.
When you get it, it's really all in a box and all wrapped up. So we had to unwrap it for this, and sometimes it went a little better than others.
Well, the cake should be the same. A little tangle buttermilk, so good. So good. Yep. Same cake. Try Valentina's here. Oh, that is sticky, sticky, sticky.
Very good. It tastes like it's got crushed Oreos on it,
It's a cookies and cream
which
puff.
are always good.
That is very tasty.
Very tasty.
I don't remember having that. I'm surprised because Art especially, I mean, I love the cake too, but Art really loves this red velvet cake.
I do.
So, the regular red velvet with the cream cheese frosting.
It's the only red velvet cake I like.
Now, one problem with eating it like this is you don't get the lovely candied walnuts that are on the outside of the cake. So if you're only eating the inside to try, you don't get those, and they are so good.
The candied walnuts come on the old-fashioned red velvet cake, but not on the marshmallow red velvet cake.
No.
That has Oreos. And it's pretty good too. I've got to say, I love them both.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not sure I could really have a favorite here. They're both delicious. If you're more in an Oreo mood, obviously you need Valentina's. If you're more in a buttermilk cake mood, then go for the regular.
Well, they're both buttermilk cake.
Well, but this is the more traditional
Yes.
with the cream cheese frosting.
The cream
Now,
cheese frosting is good. The marshmallow frosting is good. Gideon's is good. I love Gideon's.
They're beginning to recognize me with my Gideon's Gallup mask. So I had the cashier today say, "Are you part of that group that tries to get here first and be in the first in line?" I was like, "I am that group." Nobody else has the mask. She just laughed. She said, "Well, I'm your cashier almost every day, so come and say hi." That was fun. One thing with these candied walnuts, Gideon's has 2 locations. They started as a little tiny pop-up up in what's known as the East End. It's a little more bohemian sort of part of town. And there's this little market that's sort of like a co-op with different little booths of food and things. And they have stayed there now. On Wednesdays, they have Walnut Wednesdays. They have this candied walnut placed on their cookies. They said they have to put them on one by one because they won't stick. So they only do it at East End and they only do it on Wednesdays. And one of these days, I'm going to take off a Wednesday. I'm going to go get a walnut cookie because they sound wonderful. So good.
It is so good. Next up is the specialty cake.
This is the August cake of the month, except I think maybe it was actually the June cake of the month, and they've just kept it going because it's so good. This is the key lime pie cake slice.
And we love key lime pie.
I know, we have reviewed this one before. This is my all-time 100% top-of-the-line best cake I've ever had. And I told Steve that, and he pretty much agreed with me that was an awfully good cake. I actually can tell you my top 3 cakes, and one of them Art doesn't like at all.
No, I don't. That's the peanut butter and jelly cake, and I don't care for it at all, and that is really rare for me and a Gideon's cake slice.
It's delicious. It's probably my 3rd favorite. I think the Golden Oreo comes in at 2nd.
Golden Oreo is awfully good.
But it and the peanut butter, they've got graham cracker crumbs on the top of this slice, and you can't easily see where the cake and where the key lime cream cheese frosting.
So if you're not doing this, you just have to gobble it all down.
So that's the inside of the cake. That's the outside, so I couldn't really tell what I was doing here.
Kind of crummy.
And a crumbly. We met a lovely family from Manchester, England today in line. And I strongly encourage them to get this cake slice if they like lime at all. Art got to talking with one of the employees there, so I ended up going over and sharing their shade as they were nibbling on cookies and trying cake slices. And I think they agree with me that this is a really good cake.
It is a very good cake. I'm going to eat some now, but I already know that I love this cake.
And family from Manchester, if you are watching, if you get to see this, please let us know. It was so much fun talking with you today.
Oh,
Oh man.
that is so good.
There's lime zest in the cake. There's lime zest in the cream cheese frosting. Wow. And that is one cake that when you put it in the fridge, the lime also gets stronger. But whereas cinnamon takes over, the whole thing is lime. So it's just delightful as long as it lasts.
Well, Elizabeth can name her top 3 cake slices. I can't. I love them, almost all of them. It would be easier to describe the ones I don't, the one I don't like.
Neither of us are really big on the spicy ones. So when they do a chocolate spice, it's just not our thing. My guess is that the traditional red velvet might be Art's favorite, but sometime we'll have to get the golden Oreo and show you too, because it is amazing.
I'm awfully fond of the Pride crunch cake too.
Oh, that's good too, the rainbow crunch cake. You look at it and it's rainbow and you think, oh, this is just a cake. It's not going to be that great. But it's a Gideon's cake, so it's awesome.
It is really awesome.
So one of the things Steve is doing right now, partly because of the supply chain issues, is instead of promising a particular cake all month long, he's got them in rotation. So every month he puts on Instagram what these cake slices of the day will be. But that does allow for a little bit of wiggle room, so he'll have probably 2 of the ones that are listed. But if something happens, he can always throw another one into the mix. We were there a couple of weeks ago on Friday, which is the one day that you can get the Pride crunch cake, the rainbow crunch cake is what they call it.
Well, during Pride Week, they call it a Pride cake.
Pride Month.
Pride Month, they call it a Pride cake.
It came out as a Pride cake, and now it's a rainbow crunch cake, and it doesn't really matter because it's phenomenal.
It's a really good piece of cake.
But we were standing there in line getting ready to get the rainbow crunch, and I think there was one other slice that I wanted. And they came out and started talking about the other slices. They had 6 flavors that day. I know a couple of them were ones that were fairly regular, we've had them, but we did come home with 2 Pride cakes, peanut butter and jelly for me. I forget what the other one was now.
No, the peanut jelly for both of us, because I hadn't had it yet, and it turned out to be for you because I didn't care for it.
He took 1 bite.
That's enough.
But for them to have 6 different flavors, that was pretty awesome. We're all out there doing our little happy dance. There was something for everybody that day. And honestly, if you like sweets at all, there will always be something for you at Gideon's. We've heard fantastic things about the coffee. You know I can't have that.
But everybody loves their cold brews, and their specialty cold brews. Everybody loves them.
Yep, the cookies and cream cold brew, the peanut butter cold brew. The people just rave. And Manchester, I saw you loved that.
By the way, we are not sponsored by these people, so they don't give us free cookies, they don't give us free cake, but we love them.
We love them, and being able to actually meet the guy who created all of this and meet the artists, you know, we've talked about that before. They are such wonderful people, and that just makes it feel like family.
Yes, and not just the owner and the artist. All the employees that I have met have been just wonderful.
They are. They're fantastic people. Helpful, fun. It just is a great place to go. And I can totally understand why some people really wish they had tables that they could sit in there and just be there, because the atmosphere is so much fun.
It is fun. It's very kind of goth.
It is. But there's no way that they could keep up with demand if they were having people sit in there. So the line just keeps moving. When it gets too long, they do the virtual queue, and you come back, and then you wait again because everybody's coming back at that time for their virtual queue time too. But it is completely worth it. Cake slices are $9. That seems high, but look at the size. Disney cupcakes are between 5 and 6, usually about $5.95. So. And
they're not a tenth as good.
No, nowhere near as good.
Take it from people who have eaten a lot of Disney cupcakes.
So we are probably never going to give up on Gideon's.
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, that's a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. They might like it too. They might like Gideon's.
Are you on social media? We are too. Our Life Go on Instagram. I did put a couple of quick reels up today on our way in and our way out of Disney Springs, so that's the sort of thing you get when we're out on the go. Photos the rest of the time. We're also on Facebook. It's not a very active page, so somebody come over there and give us some love, please. We are also on Facebook. Our Life on the Go does have a page there. Would love to see some more people come and visit.
Leave comments. We love comments.
We will respond to you as quickly as possible, probably within that one day, if I see it.
Do you have a favorite Gideon's cake slice? Do you have a favorite Gideon's cookie? If there's something about Gideon's you don't like, I can't imagine what it would be, but leave a comment.
Let us know.
And with that said, I'm Art.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this is Our Life on the Go.